Hi, this is Deboki, and today I'm going to be doing Top 5 Wednesday. So I will include a link to the Goodreads group for Top 5 Wednesday where you can learn more about it, as well as get the topics for upcoming weeks. The topic for this week is books I want to reread. And I'm going to cheat first for the very first one that I'm going to talk about because I just reread it. But this is Ella Enchanted. I love it so much. So Ella Enchanted is a retelling of Cinderella where Ella has been cursed to be obedient to everyone. If you issue an order to her, she has to obey it. And not everybody knows this, but they're able to figure it out, including her evil stepmother and her evil stepsisters. And yeah, so she's basically spends the book trying to break the curse, in part because of her dear friend Prince Char, and it's just such a good series. Like she runs off, meets trolls and fairies and elves, and just kind of has to like look within to find ways to break this curse. I reread it last week because I wanted something lighthearted, and I'd also just rewatched the 2015 live version of Cinderella, which I really enjoyed, so I just felt like reading something else Cinderella-ish. So yeah, it was fun. It's a good book. Next up is a series that I read in high school. So this is Hex, which I think was written by Rhiannon Lassiter. I don't know if other people have read this. If you've read this, let me know. So the idea of Hex is that in the future, people have been modified, I think genetically, to be able to interface kind of psychically with computers. And this was something that I think was done via the government or something. And then the government realized that, hey, maybe creating people who can hack into computers with their minds is not a great idea, and then decided to round up all of these people and dispense of them or experiment on them. And yeah, this government is obviously kind of vaguely dystopian-ish, but yeah, so this series was actually a trilogy, and I just remember really loving this book. Like in my 25 bookish things about me video, I talked about how I would always bring my Harry Potter books with me to India. I would also always bring this trilogy with me, and which was a little bit easier because it was only 3 books and they were all paperback, so it's a little bit easier to take those compared to like 4 or 5 hardcover Harry Potter books, but I just always wanted to be reading them, and I just don't remember now. Like now that it's been so many years since I've read them, I don't remember all of the characters. I don't remember all of the parts of the book that happened. I don't remember what it is I loved so much about it. I don't even remember if it was good. Like I don't remember if the writing was good or anything. So I just want to reread it to like see what I loved so much about it. Next up, I really need to reread American Gods by Neil Gaiman. So I've only read this book once. It is about Guy Shadow, who is a released convict, I think, and he sort of gets caught up in this weird, almost great American epic that involves different gods who are basically existing in America based on the belief of people. Their existence is in tension with the fact that, you know, people are now finding new things to worship like technology. And I remember really loving this book, but I think even from my description, it's probably clear that I don't actually remember everything that happened. So I just need to reread it and like fully kind of take it in and appreciate it. I think I need to read it a little bit more slowly. I think I read it very quickly the first time through, so I need to like take my time with it and kind of digest it a little bit more. Number 4, I really want to reread Emperor of All Maladies by Siddhartha Mukherjee. I loved this book. This is another one kind of like American Gods where it's just like a huge book, so I think with American Gods it's the same thing. I'm not entirely sure when I'm gonna get the chance to reread it, but Emperor of All Maladies, it's this really great book about cancer. It's like if you're looking for some really good science nonfiction to read, I highly, highly recommend this book. I think the way that he wrote it is incredible. I think he covers a massive amount of history, but he also balances it with like a lot of very deeply personal stories from patients about their experience with cancer and like what it's like for him as a doctor. And yeah, I'm just really impressed by how he's able to balance these kind of personal stories and his own experience as a doctor with the more with the scientific facts and history that explain how we came to understand cancer and how we've come to treat it. And I think I want to reread it now just because I found this book very helpful for me when I was in a place in grad school where I didn't know kind of what I was doing. It just sort of helped for me to understand research from a broader view, like to see it as more of a bigger historical endeavor, and I just think I'm in a place where I would like that reminder again. Last, Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon. I think I've mentioned that I feel like this series is actually about as influential on me as Harry Potter. I love this series so much. If you don't know what Sailor Moon is, it is about a group of girls who save the world because they're amazing, and I just love it. The only thing that is keeping me from rereading, or I need to buy all of the books, I need to buy all of the manga, so that I can just sit down one day and read them all with no one disturbing me. This is the book when I used to be at like Barnes and Noble's, just like chilling there, like my parents let Barnes and Nobles take care of me. Half the time I was reading Sailor Moon, and I have some of them. I need to read them all. It's just so positive. It's like girl power in a way that's like doesn't feel exploitive or like manipulative. It's just fun. You just get so much joy reading their life. Like you just get so much joy out of just seeing them, like, you know, do their thing. They're a bunch of teenage girls who save the world. Like, how can you complain? I think my potential offspring, their instruction manuals, if I can help it, are gonna be Harry Potter and Sailor Moon, just because I think we could all benefit from learning from both of those stories. So I really need to reread it. And yeah, bye.